to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GWE 100. It's the Tier 10 German SPG. It's located on the west spawn of Klondike and it's under the command of Mike 1963-1. I should say _1 actually. Well, we got into this battle very quickly. There was no countdown because I think Mike must have been, well, his ping must have been pretty high at the time and therefore he didn't respond, or his computer didn't respond. He didn't load into the game as quickly as the others did. And he's just making his way now to a firing position. As you know, grand battles are tier 10 games only, 30 on either side, which makes it a little more interesting because it still lasts the same amount of time, but there's more targets you can fire at. Now you've got 30 rounds of ammo in the GWE 100. It's a fake tank, a fake Arty, never existed. Oh, direct hit on the Heshbon, lovely shot. It's got 900 alpha off a 21cm howitzer. It's got a reload time by the book of 37.39 seconds, and well, Mike's got it down to 30.98, I think that is there. Excuse me. Okay, 60 TP who's just sitting there at the tree line, taking shots, and oh, looks like he pulled out just in time, but he's taking loads of hits, so loads of stun assist there for Mike. And as we all know, the more stun assists you get, the more likely you are to get an ace tanker. Really does help a lot. Okay, we're now looking at a Kranvan who's stunned, and a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, the little light tank that could, with a gun that actually depresses into the, or comes out of the turret, so to speak, when it's in high gun depression. Kranvan splashes in for 151. Not quite as close as I think Mike wanted there. Yes, going back to the GWE 100, it's only Wargaming's idea of what the Arty that would have actually been generated if they had gone ahead and built an Arty based on the oh, he's got a kill, got the leopard. If they'd gone ahead and built an Arty based on the E100 hull, of course they didn't. In fact, they didn't even build the Jaegeru, and that's a theorized tier 10 tank destroyer that Wargaming has put forward that they would have done from the E100 hull as well. Quite different vehicles. Of course, the E100 has those splash guards over the tracks which protects it from artillery rounds. Oh, yep, splashed on the 60 TP, but he got loads of stun, and the stunning is helping him. Changing position because he doesn't want to stay in the same spot too long, because it could give away where he is. Plus, of course, he has to watch out because if ever any of those light tanks get loose, he wants to be near his teammates so that he can actually have some security and company. He's aiming towards the closest enemy at the moment, and it's these guys up here. Just dialing in. They can only get the 21cm in this one. There you go. Oh, good hit. He took out the 260. Stunned the 60 TP. Hopefully he'll get some stun assist off that one as well. Laid the shot down as if he was actually trying for a bombardier. Didn't come off though. But there goes the 60 TP. Trying to line up a shot for the 277 now. He's pulling back fairly rapidly. I think he's a bit worried. Oh, is this going to go past? No, well, he splashed him anyway. 184, and he is picking up some stun assist off this one as well. It's not recording the stun assist, actually. It's kind of weird. I get the feeling that some of our teammates might have stunned him as well at the same time, and we're not getting the stun assist off it. So might be missing out on stun here. Rounds out, looks good. Yep, direct hit. No doubt about that one. We'll have to find out how much damage he did later on in the game. Oh, he is getting stun assist off the E3, but not much. Okay, this Cranbon's a one-shot. He's out the game. Oh, he picked up a huge amount of stun assist there. 1,089. Yes, a huge amount. Somebody hit that E3 with a huge round, because it actually recorded 816. Rounds out the Cranbon. Yep, that one definitely hit him actually. 379 non-penetrating shots. They're 3 up on the enemy at this moment, but it's by no means is it certain that they're going to win. Okay, we've got an Object 2684 who's taking a substantial amount of damage up there on the heights. He's even picking up some stun assist from the Cranbon now. Lining him up. Ramps out. Looks very good. And yes, it's such a long flight time to the target. 4 seconds flight time. It's huge amounts. So the target has plenty of time to move out the way. Yeah, that warning that they've given other tankers to say, oh, you've got a shell incoming, it really is not a good idea, because in reality you wouldn't get any warning in the field that Arty was about to strike. It would just, you might hear a rumble in the distance, but that's about all you would hear, and then the next split second a round would smack you, because the sound travels sometimes slower than the actual shell does. Okay, that Cranbon's out the game. Now he is actually carving a nice trail through the trees there to let the enemy Arty know where we are. But in fact, actually, he's not the only one moving this direction. There's a Conqueror gun carriage trying to get closer as well. He's got a severe range problem. We're now 5 tanks up on the enemy. Okay, the nearest target he can spot is the gorilla. Based on the Panther hull, rounds out. He fired prematurely, but he was right to do so because he got 283 hit points before the target died. Didn't get the kill, but at least he did get the some damage. He has got 2 kills already anyway. Okay, AMX 30B. Can you get a shot on this guy? He's moving about quite a lot actually. He's very keen to keep on the move. That landed short. I doubt if that did anything more than stun him, and it looks like he's removed his stun straight away with the first aid kit. Now he's stunned. One of the enemy Artys has just been spotted over in the rear. In fact, another one's just been spotted. Artys tend to be easier targets because they have to remain still in order to shoot. Rounds out on the 30B. And 299 splash. He's doing well so far. 2,500 actual damage, 2,000 stun assist. He's looking well on for a ace tanker if this carries on at this rate. There's 6 tanks up on the enemy now. Okay, we need a sighting. Personally, I'd start aiming for where that enemy GWE was last seen. Oh, but we found another one. And in fact, actually, we found a tank, an STB-1. Lining him up. Dialed in. Oh, and then the Manticore comes into sight. The same Manticore that was previously near the bridge. Now that thing's got fairly thin armor. If you fired at the Manticore, you might actually pen him. Well, that Arty's gone. That's the batch at 155.58. That shell looked like it landed near where the Manticore was last seen, so he might have ended up with some damage off that guy. Can't be certain at the moment. Okay, it's loaded, ready to go. AMX-30B again, the same guy he's hit before. Just took some damage from an enemy Arty. Oh, he fired just as the target was killed, so he's not going to get anything off that one. There's precious few enemy left now. He's waiting for the reload to go in. The only target he can see at the moment is the SDB-1. He's just gone. There's still some enemies out there though, because there's 2,350 hit points available. And the GWE explodes. He managed to get an ammo rack. There's the strip. 103B rounds out. This should get something. 138 and some stun assists, I think. Maybe? No? And that's it. That's the end of the game. They got them all. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Mike1963_1 in the GWE 100. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And you can see long list of tanks that he actually did touch during that game. Got a nice bit of damage off them. We can see that there's no Manticore listed, so unfortunately it looks like that Manticore managed to get away without getting hit at all. But there's certainly a nice number of other tanks, and that was more than enough to actually get him the Confederate. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the enemy, with the STB-1 picking up 4,724 hit points. The second being the E4 on their team, managed to get 4,529. And the third highest damage was the Object 268 version 4 on his own team with 3,676. Mike did very well actually. He got 3,436 hit points, and of course there were some blind shots in there that we didn't see. So although he was showing 2,500 actual damage, he actually did much more than that, because of course there was those hits that did hit the target and did much more than he expected. When it came to kills, he actually enjoyed third place, because the top scorer was the Object 2684 with 4 kills. At least I think it's that. No, it's the version 5. The Object 268 version 5. Yep, that new one. He managed to get 4 kills. 3 kills went to the 60TP on his own team, and also to the Manticore on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to Mike, to the T92, the T57 Heavy, the Leopard 1, the Heshbon, and the Strib 103B on the enemy, on his own team rather. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills, so only that one Manticore who managed to get 3 kills. Not bad. Means that they were the other team were completely outclassed. When it came to base XP, it's Mike right at the top of the table. He got the highest base XP with 952 out of that one. 948 went to the T92, 938 went to the Object 268 version 5. And I think the reason why they got that was because they got so much stun assist, and that helped them to get the ace tanker as well. He fired 16 rounds, got 4 direct hits on the enemy, no pens, but 16 splash. 3,436 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 2,497 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. So that's what gave him the ace tanker and such a high score on base XP. 46,127 credits to the game, 34,596 from personal reserves, 65,000 from personal mission payouts, so a grand total of 168,787 credits for the battle overall. And after ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 135,197 credits. 952 XP. Times 2 for the first victory, 1,428 from personal reserves, took away 4,284 experience points altogether. So that's the GWE 100. Let's have a quick look at the armor for that vehicle. Here's the armor layout for the GWE 100. Now it should have fairly thick armor considering it's actually made on a heavy tank hull. But if we look at it, we can see that at the front of the vehicle, yes, it does have fairly thick, 80mm on the lower plate. On the upper plate's also 80mm, but the effective armor is actually considerably higher because it was well angled, as you can see there. The actual engine deck area is fairly thin, only 40mm, but as you can see here with the effective armor, it goes up a bit. It wouldn't help it if it actually got hit by Arty though. These skirts actually protect and they act as sort of like spaced armor over the side of the vehicle, which is actually slab sided. As you can see there, the actual armor of the vehicle itself is slab, but these skirts do also protect it, as do the tracks. We can see at the rear, the side armor on the actual casement around the gun is fairly thin, 40mm, and because of it's very little sloping indeed, so it's effectively the same thickness. Of course, it's there's no armor at all on top of this because it's open Arty. I think it was actually originally designed to be a dismountable gun, but then they actually decided not to go with the dismountable gun on the GW Tiger. So presumably they would have taken a fixed gun for the GWE 100 as well. But you can see the gun in the mount there. Let's have a look at the modules. Okay, there's the modules. And in this one we can see that the driver's up front and he's got a driver's mate or machine gunner, a bow gunner. It's actually the radio operator sitting right next door to him. They've got the transmission in front of them, the engine's behind them, and the fuel tanks are either side of the engine. So if you're actually aiming to the engine bay area, you're more than likely going to hit the fuel tanks as well. But if you do aim up here, of course, you've got to get through those tracks as well. At the back, we can see that the gunner, or the only gunner actually, he's mounted right next door to the gun, and the tank commander's over the other side of the vehicle. And at the back we've got two loaders directly behind the breech with the ammo racks either side. So if you want to get an ammo rack on this one, you aim just for the top bit where it actually extends upwards. This part of the armor here is fairly thin. It's only 40mm, if you remember, so you should be able to punch through and hit the ammo rack here. Or if you aim directly for the back of the vehicle, you'll probably get the loaders. If you aim for the front of the turret area or the casement, you'll either get the gunner or the tank commander. So that's where all the crew are and modules for the GWE 100. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please remember to let other people know that we're raising money for the Red Cross Ukraine appeal to help the refugees. So the more of our videos that you watch, the more money we can send to the refugees to help them and escape the war. Thanks for watching.